It was the first day in room 301, the mysteries classroom. Our professor, Dr. Alistair, was eccentric. He told us the room itself was our first puzzle. The final exam, he said, was hidden somewhere inside, and whoever found it first would pass the class with a perfect score. The rest of us? We'd have to take the actual, notoriously difficult exam. So the treasure hunt began. We scoured every inch of that old, dusty room. We checked under desks, behind the rickety bookshelf, and even tried tapping the walls for secret compartments. Days turned into weeks. We found old notes, a strange-looking key that didn't fit any lock, and a series of numbers etched into the back of a vintage world map. Chloe, the class genius, was convinced the numbers were a cipher. Mark thought the key was the answer. Me. I just watched Dr. Alistair. I noticed he always drank tea from the same chipped porcelain mug every single day. He'd pour hot water from a kettle, but he never put a tea bag in. It was strange. The weeks flew by and frustration grew. The class was a mess of theories and dead ends. People started giving up, convinced it was just a strange teaching method. The day before the final exam, the room was almost empty. It was just me, Chloe, and Mark still searching. That's when I finally walked up to the professor's desk. The porcelain mug was sitting there, empty. I picked it up. It felt heavier than it should. I looked at Dr. Alistair and he just smiled faintly. I tilted the mug and something slid out from a false bottom. It wasn't a paper. It was a small, ornate silver locket. Confused, I opened it. Inside, there was a tiny rolled-up piece of paper. I unrolled it. Written in elegant script was a single sentence. "The greatest mystery is not what we seek, but what we overlook." I stared at it, then at the professor. He finally spoke. "Congratulations," he said, his eyes twinkling. "You've passed." I was stunned. Chloe and Mark rushed over. I showed them the note. It wasn't the exam. It was the answer. The whole point wasn't to find a test paper. It was to learn to observe, to think differently, to look beyond the obvious. The exam was never hidden. It was always right there in plain sight, just like the real mysteries in life. We had all been so focused on finding a piece of paper, we missed the lesson right in front of us. And that was the true test of room 301.